Take a look at this. If you can get more production out of him and your running backs, not even, when I say more, I don't mean he needs better numbers. I just mean this more consistently. Watch out for Colorado. And I don't mean watch out for them in like the Pop-Tart Bowl. I mean watch out for them competing for the Big 12 championship. Because that is a real possibility at this point. Na 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 na, hey, na 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 na, hey, na 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 na, hey, na 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 na, hey, na 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 na. Oh, what y'all know about the double reverse fake spin move? Nothing about that. No, I'm just playing. Back in the good old days when I had ACLs, I tore both of them, but yeah, that's neither here or there. Man, I really sound like an old head reminiscing on the glory days. But on a serious note, okay, yeah, should be good. Colorado, man, hey. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for their fan base. Going bowling! This is a huge achievement, huge honor. I believe the game just ended. I didn't stick around for the post-game, interviews or any of that. I'm sure they probably talked about it, but is this the last time? I think I saw something that said this is the first time since 2016 Colorado is going to be playing in a bowl game, or 2018, something like that. Well, anyways, you get the point. They're going bowling. I don't know what it is. And I know I just clapped it up, but I'm going to clap it up again. I was going to write down stuff on the whiteboard, but let's just talk about the game itself first. Another prediction where your boy Matt has been right about Colorado, and I feel like I haven't missed on this team in quite a while. I had Colorado winning by 4 points. They won by 11. The points don't really matter. I had them winning, and they won. So always happy to get a nice little prediction right. And Colorado, I think the final score is somewhat deceiving because this game, it really, once Colorado got to 34, no, my bad. When it was 31-14, that's when I was like, yeah, this one's all but over. Colorado kind of disappointed me. I hate to say it disappointed me, not the entire game, but they didn't finish the way I would like to see them finish. And I think even Coach Prime would agree with that. And one play that I found really interesting, I've been thinking about it and I got to start the video with this, is Colorado's up. They're up by 3 scores at this point. And they have it 4th and 1 on Cincinnati's 40-yard line. 4th and 1. The opponent's territory. They decide to punt it away. It was late in the third quarter. I don't get that one, Chief. And even the announcers were like, oh, well, yeah, they're up, so they want to make Cincinnati go the whole field. But I don't get that. I don't agree with it, and I was shocked they did it. The only reason they did it is because I guess they were winning, because obviously if this was a tie game, they'd probably go for it. But still, I don't think just because you're winning by a couple scores, even if it is late in the third quarter, you should punt it when you have it on the opponent's 40. It's 4th and 1. Even if you don't get it. Okay, here's the thing. They punted it to them. They had it on the 10. They got 1 first down. Boom. They're right at the 40 pretty much. Your opponent was 1 first down away from being at the 40 in the first place. So why even punting it? And it didn't even work out because guess what? On that drive, Cincinnati scored a touchdown. I know hindsight's 20/20. But I was saying before it, I was like, man, I get it if it's 4th and 4. No. If it was 4th and 3 or longer, I get it. But 4th and 1, and Colorado was running the ball well, and I'll talk about that in just a second. I didn't like that. And then ironically enough, Cincinnati scores a touchdown. And the very next drive, Colorado has another 4th and 1, but this time in their own territory. And they got to punt it again. Dion wasn't too happy about that because it's kind of frustrating. You can't put the game away on offense. You had back-to-back 4th and 1s where you're punting it. And ultimately, Cincinnati came up a little bit short. Shadur Sanders, it was 31-23. Cincinnati decided to go for 2, playing for the win. They don't get it. And when I say playing for the win, I'm talking about if they would have got the first 2-point conversion, that would have made it 31-25. Then if they score again, they can just kick an extra point and win the game. But that plan, it didn't even come to fruition because when Shadur Sanders and the offense got the ball back, threw up one Nice little long pass to old Travie Patty down there at the 50-yard line. A couple plays after that. Had in Mata for the, if you don't know who Mata is, as a field goal kicker. Brought him in for the, I believe it was a 47-yarder. And whew, Mata barely got that thing over. Watching it live from the first angle, I thought he cleared it by like 10 yards, but no, they showed a replay. That ball, I'm not playing. If this was the goalpost, it barely skimmed over it. Barely. If that was a couple yards longer, wouldn't have made it in Cincinnati. Maybe could have made it a little more interesting at the end, but that field goal was a nail in the coffin. Extended it to 11-point lead with like a minute and 30, 40 seconds, and Colorado walks out there with a dubski. There's many things I could say about this game, but it was your stereotypical Colorado performance. Let's not try to overcomplicate this. They played an outstanding game. This was a full, solid team. Arguably, to me, the Kansas State game was one of the most impressive performances this year. Last week was pretty good. But Cincinnati is I would say they're a slightly better team. Well, not slightly, but they are a better team than Arizona. And even though they dominated Arizona being by 30, I think this win was much better. Just due to the fact you're playing better competition and you took care of business. You won by double digits. So, I mean, if you're a Colorado fan, I don't know what you'd be upset about. Oh, no, I meant to talk about this. That one drive, this is where I was saying, like, Deion's probably not too happy about this, and they kind of disappointed me. Colorado had not one but 2 unsportsmanlike penalties to keep Cincinnati in the game. On the same drive, you can't do that. Shadur Sanders had one of them. Shadur, what are you doing, man? Come on, man. The guy kind of like gets Shiloh, kind of like, I don't want to say he trucks him, but he kind of bodied Shiloh, and Shiloh's frustrated, so he like picks him up by his foot. That's 15 yards. And then Cincinnati has a false start. It's going to be like 3rd and 10, but I think it was 92 on Colorado. I can't remember his name. He got an unsportsmanlike penalty, so you're just gifting them. You gifted them 30 yards and automatic first downs. Can't do that. That's just a lack of discipline. And I know nobody's going to make a big deal about it since you won, but those things matter as you continue to go in this season and come back to bite you in the butt. Anything else I need to talk on, like bad? Let's get all the bad stuff out the way. I'm going to write down Shiloh's numbers in just a second. He played amazing, per usual. Travis Hunter had like 150-something receiving yards. He's amazing. Played every single snap outside of 1 or 2. But that Colorado defense, in the same past couple of weeks, they're getting better and better and better. They look legit. Do I throw them in the really good category? I'd say they're solid. And right now, I got them slightly above average. But they keep playing like this, I got to throw them in that really good category. They've impressed me. The offense, they've been in that really good category. They're like slightly below great. There's levels, you got average, slightly above average, good, really good, great, elite. They're almost in that great category. And the only reason I don't put them in great, or I haven't put them in great just quite yet, is because I don't know. Okay, I know the offensive line is much improved and they're good, but I want to see the offensive line do a little bit better. I need a couple more games to see it. Outside of that, yeah, offensive line and the entire offense did their thing. And what I was looking forward to, or what I was looking for the most in this game, was a rushing attack from Colorado and the defense. Colorado finally, and I mean finally, did something that I've been wanting them to do. And that's run the dang football and do it efficiently. And guess what? When they were up in this game, they didn't have to keep passing. They could run the ball and milk the clock. And that's what they did. Proud of them for that. Really pleased to see that. If I was a Colorado fan, that would make me ecstatic. Because now when you're winning, you don't got to pass the ball and worry about the team getting into it. You can just run it. They did a great job doing that. Defense. Front 7, we knew they were good. But that secondary, whew. I said that's probably if they do have a weak point, that is their weaker point. But secondary looked like a strong suit in this game. Let me pull up some of these stats real quick. We're going to pull out the good old trusty whiteboard. And you know who impressed me the most in tonight's game? If I had to give an MVP award out to anyone not named Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders, that Preston Hodge kid, I really like him. I mean, that guy, he had them on clamps. All right, so normally, y'all know what I like to do. or what we do here on the channel, is all right, one quarterback here and the other quarterback for the opposing team here. But in this video, we're going to switch things up because I think it's just important. Isaiah Augusta was a huge factor in this game, and let me show you his numbers. Let me make sure I spelled it right because a man's name is important. Augusta, yeah, I believe I did. Take a look at this. If you can get more production out of him and your running backs, not even, when I say more, I don't mean he needs better numbers. I just mean this more consistently. Watch out for Colorado, and I don't mean watch out for them in like the Pop-Tart Bowl. I mean watch out for them competing for the Big 12 championship, because that is a real possibility at this point. Guess what? Colorado doesn't play another ranked team this season. They have a good shot of winning all the remaining games. But Augusta had 22 carries. We're at carries here. For guess what? Draw an arrow down. 91 yards. I know what some of you may be sitting there saying, well, Matt, 22 carries for 91 yards, that's nothing special, my brother. And hey, I agree. But you got to understand, and perspective's everything, Colorado's used to the team getting like 50 yards. They had one guy get 91 yards. And then also, Dalvin Hayden, I know he didn't have like a breakout game, but he had 36 yards. Like I said, perspective's everything. That's good enough for Colorado. I think in total, what they wound up having, it's like 137. Oh, no, 123. 137. What was I looking at? I don't know. They had 123, 2 touchdowns. But that's all you need. Because when they run the ball just a little bit more, and they can run it decently, not only is that just good in its own right, having a decent rushing attack, but it frees up the passing game so much. And that's why running the ball is so important. You see it in the NFL. In the NFL, you don't see teams rushing for 300 yards per game. And a lot of times, you'll see a running back in the NFL have 15 carries for 60 yards. Something not good, like 3 yards a carry. And people go, why are they running so much? Like, it's not even working. No, it is working because it keeps the defense honest, keeps them on their heels. A lot of times you just run the ball to prove to the defense, hey, we'll run the ball. You're not even expecting to get 15 yards a pop. And that's the same thing in Colorado. If they can continue to do this right here, 22 carries, 91 yards, if they can just get 110 yards per game rushing, which really ain't nothing. That's the bare minimum in college if you want to win. If they just get 100, 110, 120 yards, they're going to be in perfect and prime position to win every single game from here on out. I was really pleased, and y'all know this. I've been high on Colorado the past couple of weeks, but the one thing I've talked about is, man, they could just run the ball a little bit better or just run the ball more because it's really weird. It's not like they have struggled running the ball. They just choose not to. And the reason for that is because you got the best quarterback in the nation, in my humble opinion. I bumped him up to number 1. Look at this. 25 with only 5 incompletions. It feels like I say this, and it's why I haven't talked about him in this video much, because we do this every single week. I feel like you guys are tired of it. Let me know in the comment section if you are, but I got to give credit where it's due, even if I've done it the past 2 years. He's phenomenal. But yet again, I know you're probably sick and tired of me saying that. Even I'm sick and tired of saying it to a certain extent. 25 or 30, 323, 2 touchdowns. It's great. That's all there is to say about it. He's great. He knows he's great. You know he's great. I know he's great. Everyone knows he's great. You're not shocked by Shadur going out here and balling out, only having 5 incompletions. This stat line alone, screw the 2 touchdowns and 323. Just 25 or 30, that is a dream day for 98% of college quarterbacks elsewhere. You know what we call this for Shadur Sanders? Week 9. That's how amazing he is. Been fantastic this season. He was fantastic last year. Now he's got a better O-line. It looks even better. That's really all I got to say about this game. Offense was cooking per usual. And then the defense, I know they wound up giving up 23. But a lot of that was, they was up at the end. And they were like, hey, let's just play prevent defense. Let them milk the clock. And that's what was happening. Cincinnati wound up having a drive at the end of the game that took like 6 minutes. And it only resulted in a field goal. And Colorado was excited about that. They were like, oh yeah, milk all the clock you want. They just kept everything in front of them. All in all, I'm going to clap it up again. great win. Happy for the Colorado fan base. You're going bowling, but year's not over. Got to continue to keep working. And like I said, this team can potentially win 8 or 9 games. I think they're over-exceeding expectations. So for me, in year one, I thought what was reasonable was Coach Prime should strive for about 3 to 4 wins. This year, I thought in year 2, the goal should be 6 wins, which they're already at. And then year 3 was the year in which you should go for 7 or 8. And then year 4 is 8, 9, or 10. Well, they're about to get 7 or 8 wins in year 2. Unreal. We'll talk about this more throughout the week. Let me know your thoughts down below. But